Good morning, everyone. Is everyone excited for their Friday? There's some really interesting dips that I'm looking at, so I can't wait to kind of get started and really just throw up the charts. So you know what? Why not, without further ado, why not just dive right into it? So let's do it right now. Let me find the right button, and I think that was it. Okay. And right now my mouse is charging, so I'm using my fingers on my laptop, and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But let's see if we get this going. All right. One of the things that I'm looking at right off the bat is AIHS. Very, very tiny market cap, 12 million market cap, and that's after this ridiculously large rally that it had. So I don't even really know what to say. I mean, this thing sold off like I haven't really seen before, and I mean, in just a very short period of time, volume was really fading in this area, and then just out of nowhere, it went from, let's see, right around here, from 0.4 to 0.35. Again, that's about a 200% aftermarket. So that's the one we're looking at right now. I was thinking about trying to do a pre-market buy on this one. It kind of escaped me a little bit. I had this 990 share limit order out, but like I said, we missed it. I placed it when this rally was happening. I actually, kind of sketchy, I did have a limit order here at 0.99 for a little bit, and then I went ahead and removed it. And the reason I removed it is because I said to myself, you know what, like, this thing has such a small float and such a small market cap. I think this thing could dip pretty hard. And it did, so that was a really good idea. And what I originally wanted to do, I wanted to wait for some sort of bounce in this area and then kind of jump on this trade. So let me quickly show you a little bit what I mean by that. So we had a dip here, and then I was hoping that it would maybe bounce a little bit, hold its highs. I would get in on the bounce, maybe back to $1, and then hopefully sell into some strength, but that didn't happen. Which is fine. So, you know, no trades yet this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get my mouse back. Life isn't the same without a mouse. At least those are my thoughts. What else are we looking at? We are looking at ASTC. This is the big runner of yesterday. Let me just pull that up. Yesterday, these charts are actually quite similar. So, whoops, what did I just do? Let me go ahead, and yesterday the rally was so intense, 109%, and then completely sold off in the afternoon. It didn't really have that pre-market run. Well, I guess it did, but let me quickly zoom in a little bit so we can check it out. So let's just zoom in on this chart. So no, I wouldn't really say anything too pre-market specific. Yeah, it really doesn't look like it. So, you know, then it really held its highs, and now it's really breaking to the upside. Or yesterday afternoon, it really continued that rally hard. We got a nice little dip bounce on it after I closed out the live stream. We closed out the live stream about 30 or 45 minutes after the market opened. So pretty, you know, in this area right here, and you know, then it just kept rallying away from us. And then a little bit in the afternoon, I did get this dip buy, which is not really the time I want to be trading. I really only want to be trading those first 2 hours of the market open. After that, you know, then you go into lunchtime, and you know, it really consolidates a little bit. And then after that, yeah, you have those really nice afternoon spikes and rallies, but then it's already getting pretty late over here. You know, we're talking about 7, 8, 9 p.m. and that's after waking up at 6:30, working on other projects all day, trading the market open, working on usually editing a video or something like that. It's a long day. So by the time it hits 7, 8, 9 p.m., there might be good moves, but I'm obviously not in the, you know, right mental state to be making trades. You know, maybe I have a guest visiting, all this stuff is going on. So I really only want to be trading those first two hours of market open. So let's see what happens. On this one, I'm really looking for a little dip down here at the 1.5. I think that would be a really nice morning panic, about 10%. And I would sell into some sort of bounce. So let's see what we can get out of this one. I think that's definitely a plausible thing. There is definitely some support down here. I guess you could say all the way at 144. So if this trade doesn't work, we we can get out of the trade anytime. I think relatively safe. I don't think it's just going to completely dip, especially because the volume is a bit bigger on this one. But again, there's two things I want to quickly throw up on here. So we have AIHS, and let me quickly bring it up on here. So the market cap on AIHS, and this is really what kind of blows me away, is 11 million, or the market cap is 11 million and the float is 11 million. So this thing is basically trading, everything it's got. That being said, let's go back to the chart. AIHS. Whoops, my hotkeys aren't working, or maybe I'm just not clicking them right. That being said, the dollar volume is still 0.6. So let's see what happens when the market opens. I think that's going to rally pretty hard, because what I wanted to really point out is ASTC. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one. ASTC. I have a hard time kind of remembering all these tickers sometimes, and I always type in the wrong ones. It's a little stressful. This one has about a 10 million market cap, but the shares are about the shares outstanding are about 3.5, so about a third of that. Much less shares outstanding in general. But the dollar volume on this one is insane, 55. So this thing is just moving. Even though it has a smaller float, this thing is going crazy. The ASTC. So that's why, it's super volatile, and you kind of want to watch out a little bit with, how fast this thing can move. I really wouldn't be surprised if this thing dipped, 10-20%. I mean, just yesterday, it was kind of crazy. All these rallies were really, really strong. As a comparison, you could check out CLVS, which was, one of the big runners this week, and a lot of the traders were talking about CLVS, and even a big rally like this, which looks massive, was much less, 8-9%. So you have something like AIHS, which is also rallying up and down like crazy, but this is a 48% rally, 50% rally, so it's like you can't even really compare the two. Good morning, guys. Angel, good to see you again. And Ben Sterling. Reminds me of Archer Sterling. Have you ever watched Archer? That's a good show. CHK, I could go ahead and check that out very quickly. What do we got? CHK. Sub-dollar category. I haven't been trading any sub-dollar categories in kind of a while. Not entirely sure. Message retracted. Well, I'm going to still quickly check it out. Chesapeake. Definitely increase in volume coming in here. Definitely some bounce potential as well. I mean, even if it found some sort of bottom, this thing could, yeah, you're right, it could definitely rally. Much bigger dollar volume, quite a large market cap. Go ahead and let's see if I can scale this out a little bit, because right now, let's see if, okay, I'll leave it. But yeah, pretty big market cap. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be trading this one, just because the way it moves, it looks like the spread is massive, and I don't want to be caught on the bad side of the spread. But very interesting thing to look at. And one more thing, I'm looking at NIO, and the reason I'm looking at NIO is the market cap. Well, one, I think this is a bit more consistent of a mover. Let me just type it in over here quickly, duplicate. You could see, I mean, this one is way more steady. I mean, check this out, 729 shares float, 1.9, or basically 2 billion market cap. I mean, this is, you could really call it, I mean, a real company. This is huge. So it, even if it has extremely, good news or catalyst or something like that, it's just going to trade a lot slower, since it's, there's so many more shares to move. What I do like about this one And the reason I'm looking at it today is because we came down here, really found some really nice support at 1.7, and then we already bounced off of it yesterday. I think there's a good chance that we might bounce off of it again today. So, you know, something around 1.7, I'm going to be looking for some general support and maybe a little rally to the upside. I'm going to go ahead and I thought I already had an alert there. 9 more minutes till the opening bell. Oh, man. This week has been, for some reason, a little exhausting. Twice I woke up not really feeling 100%, so I'm actually pretty happy that the trading's gone pretty smooth this week. It was a pretty nice trading week. So yeah, those are the big movers I'm looking at. Also, another thing for this $25,000 challenge that I have kind of created a little bit is I kind of upgraded the TradeJournal.co sheet. If you guys are interested in this sheet, just go ahead and check out the Trade to Win forum. The links are in the video description below. All the links you need are always in the video description below. But here I can see a bit more of my allocations, how I want to grow the accounts, how we're going to get to the $25,000, where kind of the money is, and that allows me to identify, you know, how we're going to do position sizes a certain way, which are the cash accounts, which are the margin accounts, and all those little things. So, and then I could also calculate, you know, what are our percentage gains each week. So you can see this week, you know, not a lot of trading, very chill week, but overall a nice little progress, I guess you can say. Yeah, I don't actually trade the natural gas or the ETFs. I do check them out sometimes, especially because Ricky's YouTube channel, he talks about them day and night, and it's always interesting to see what he's talking about. I think it's always, I'm always curious. You know, it's always interesting to see what other traders are doing. But for me, in this challenge, I'm going to be focusing really on small caps, typically NASDAQs, and you know, with these low floats. I mean, that's like a very specific strategy, so I don't want to start diving around to other things. Maybe I could look into that, but at the moment, I'm not going to be focusing on UGAS or DGAS. But I think that's really cool, and I really like what he's doing over there. I think it's very interesting. And you can get really good at trading one thing. For example, with cryptocurrency, I almost only trade Litecoin. I like how it moves. I constantly trade it, which allows me to really, you know, follow its characteristics, and you really kind of understand at one point. You kind of get a sixth sense for it, and then if you switch over to something like Ethereum, you almost have to relearn that whole entire sixth sense. So I do like trading one thing, but to me, that one thing that I'm trading right now are small caps, and they all kind of have similar characteristics as well, and that's why I don't want to dive into something completely different like you guys. Although I do, you know, there's a million things you could trade, so you really just got to focus on whatever you want and, you know, build your strategy off of that. So we got another 6 minutes. The market opens. Woohoo! By the way, if you guys have not done so already, check out the dollar volume video. Let me know what you guys think about dollar volume. Leave a comment below in it. I'm always curious what kind of indicators you guys use. But again, here you can see the dollar volume, and that's just one thing that I find that I'm always looking at. I can barely remember what life was like before I had dollar volume. Must have been very sad, cold life. Actually, outside it's freaking sad. It's super gray outside and very cold. Okay, it's not very cold, but I think it hit 3 Celsius not too long ago, so kind of refreshing. Let's see if we can get this little pre-market thing. So we got 5 minutes till the market opens, but it kind of looks like we might have a little dipperoonie. Actually, I'm going to take this moment to quickly do one last restroom break, so I'll be right back. We got 5 minutes till the market opens. AIHS might just give us a little chance right here. Do you guys find it weird to say AIHS? For some reason, I find it extremely weird and just really unnatural. There's a lot we are looking at. I really wish we could place one more limit order for NIO, this little slow mover I was talking about. I think it's a really interesting pick, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. You know, if we don't trade today, that's completely fine as well. It's really nice knowing that you just don't have to trade. We want to take things really, really calmly. We had 4 nice trades this week, so yeah, let's just see what happens. No rush. I see you guys are sending the likes. Thanks a lot. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are watching this on playback, don't forget to hit that like button. All right. 2 minutes. My eyes are going to be on AIHS. I think I'm going to move down my limit order for the market open. And this is going to be a huge rally, or this candle is just going to be ridiculous. 87, I think I'm going to put my limit order at 87. And that way, if there's any quick spike, I won't get freaked out. And I could always move my order up. That's no problem, but just don't want to be on the wrong side of a trade when the things move really fast in the opening bell. And I like to just take things a little bit slower. Pretty small position size here. Next week, I want to start trading with closer to $1,500 per position size, but we need to reallocate our accounts a little bit. And for some reason, I can't withdraw my funds from Webull, even though it says the funds are totally settled. So I wrote their support about a day ago, and they haven't responded yet. So I really don't like that. Like, freaks me out a little bit, but that's just how it is. 11 seconds, guys. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Slow floats, guys. Remember, tiny floats here. And I'm keeping an eye on NIO. Right now it's at 1.75. Just keeping a close eye on it. Looks like look at this gap up. This gap up is just insane. Let's see if we get a little morning panic before we enter this thing. Or it might just completely run away from us. I feel like that happens a lot in the mornings. I'm not very aggressive in the mornings, but I feel like that might save me more than anything. NIO is not really moving. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the scanner. Yesterday I was not checking the scanner like I should have. I'm going to go ahead and scan. We got, obviously, the one we are looking at, AIHS. We have FTCH. A little bit kind of higher than I would like. Massive market cap too. It's AGRX. Let's check this one out very quickly. AGRX. Let's see what's moving. And also one last thing, PSTV, and let's check them all out. Okay, looks like this one could gap split 1 to 50. This thing could really go crazy. 3.4 market cap, Jesus. I'm gonna create an alert on this one. AIHS is really running away from us. Doesn't look like we're gonna get that morning panic like I was expecting. It's doing basically the exact opposite. It's doing that morning rally. Would have been probably a good buy right around here at the 1.2. Oh yeah, this thing could keep going. This thing could probably go till 175 before it really meets any major resistance. FCEL. Big volume being traded here. This breakout at 1.29 could have been a quite an interesting buy. Already up 30%. Yeah, our IRA account is just completely underfunded, so I can't really take any sizable positions, which is a little stressful, I'm not gonna lie. Getting a morning panic on STC. I'm going to focus on one thing at a time. Sometimes I miss these really good moves because I look at too many things. I'm going to go on the tick chart to see a little bit more activity. So a little pullback here, but then we broke out to these highs. Let's see if we can get one of these little reversals. Right now the EMA is definitely holding it still. Having a little bit of pullback, micro pullback. $28 would be fairly nice entry. We're slightly below the ideal buying power. So yeah, it's really annoying. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, position size is kind of irrelevant this month until we have everything really set up for some more hardcore trading later on and for next month, and obviously getting ready for January. So, there's just small account issues right now, I guess you can say. Let's get this thing to 27 for now. Just puts us right there at the edge. I'm gonna go 750. This thing dips just a little bit lower. I think we might get an entry here. Looks like it's gonna run away a little bit. Yeah. Kind of missing these orders a little bit. Ew, that one's so fast. I don't think we're going to get this breakout. Our goal is to see if we can get past this former high at 155. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. I'm going to go back to tick. All right, and we are out at 151. You know, not amazing, but not bad either. We were up $100 at one point. We were also tiny position size again. Wow, that was a quick one, really. Yeah, so a big thing behind this one is we had this clear channel, obviously. And when we broke out of that, you probably remember me trying to get in my position, but I just could not click the right buttons. You know, still learning a little bit of TD Ameritrade. I'm also just dealing with these small account issues. I want to always have, you know, like a few $100 grace period, because if I don't have that grace period, all of a sudden $10 in my order template completely messes up the order, and I can't quickly submit that. I think, you know, we could have gotten an entry a little bit better in this area, but, you know, 141 is really not bad. So I'm pretty happy overall with it. And then we kind of got out way too early too. And we also didn't get out quick enough. So there's just many things that weren't, I'm not complaining. It was a good trade, but thanks, Angel. Good fun. I'm definitely not complaining. But you can see there's a lot of room for improvement with my trading. It's I don't know. It is what it is. $63 up today. Kind of what we made yesterday. We missed this bounce because we were focused on the other one, which is fine. You know, you can't look at everything. I really wanted this one to have that morning panic. I knew this was gonna rally today. I mean, you can never be sure, but I definitely, here, if you go to the this is what we were looking at, right? Big support in this area. We had a bounce here. We had a former top here. And I was just looking for that pullback, but you know, what's NIO doing? NIO is just not even moving. It looks like it's moving because it has so many shares, but you know, it's slow. It's a slow mover. Let's keep following AIHS it's forming a bit of another channel. We might have a breakout from this little kind of descending area. So let's say I got 1.45. Let's see what happens. This is going to be a really interesting break. Or not. APDN. Oh wow, APDN is just falling off a cliff, huh? I remember this trade. This was a super fun trade. Look at it, just all the way down here. Got completely just annihilated. Don't really know what to say. I mean, this thing's not really moving. I'm just going to go ahead and create an alert just to kind of keep it on our list a little bit so I can keep following it along. Yeah, it's really not moving. CLVS also dying off. A lot of things are just dying off. Big sell-off here. Let's go to the tick view. Definitely a potential bounce zone right here at the 1.31. If it dips under this area, I think 121 could be a huge area of support. Big sell-off, 15% sell-off. Go to the 5-minute quickly. Yeah, just that's a lot. Not really holding its highs that well. I'd be very cautious with this one. And remember that float is tiny, 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 tiny on this thing. When this thing bounces, it could really bounce hard. Even a bounce back to here, you know, it's 14%, huge. I'm going to go ahead and remove this limit order. I don't like to be looking at too many things. I also want to... too many things on my screen just now. Looks like there could be a little bounce here, but not really that interesting. We have a few more trades left. Chart. This could be, you want to watch out here. This could be some sort of bear flag. Wow, this thing is getting crushed. This is why I'm such a cautious trader. I just see so much risk in the market with these small floats. I can't hold them very long. I get so antsy. VWAP is right now really not holding anything. Oh, I just realized AIHS was halted. Guys, watch out. Really, really sketchy. I'm just going to go ahead and move my order all the way down here because it was halted, just in case there's some sort of flash. I think we're pretty safe in this area. And usually when a stock gets unhalted, it's, I haven't really experienced in, the last few weeks where there was a major gap down or anything. Usually it'll continue pretty calmly because I think all the orders get cleared out. But I would have to look into that more. I think I'm going to definitely dedicate this weekend to studying these halts a little bit more. I think Ross from Warrior Trading has like some really interesting videos about that stuff. NIO is slowly going down like we wanted it to. Unfortunately, we're really running low on potential trades. I don't know if I'm going to be trading NIO, but definitely the 151 is quite an interesting area. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert on here below. If we had just an unlimited amount of trades, I would probably have an order here, to be honest with you, at 1.69. This is where I wanted to place my order earlier, but it just didn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and place an alert here as well, create alert, see if we hit this area. I'm going to say I'm just going to say below, actually. So it's got to go right below. And let's get ready for this one. I want to see if it gets unhalted, what it's going to be doing. That was quite an intense morning, huh? Let's quickly see 700 at 1.41. Let's just go ahead and quickly enter that chart. No, that's wrong. Day trades. 11:15. Actually, it's closed. 700 at, and what was it, 1.5 we got out? Just a 6%. We were so close. We were so close to having that 4 exit, I think it was. It was right. Oh man, no, I think it was at 59. That was really close. Oh well, we didn't get it, so I'm not going to dwell on it, but that could have been really nice. This was a breakout buy. It was more of a breakout bounce, but you can see what I mean by breakout. Look at me, I'm just rambling and I completely missed that. We opened up right here at 17. It looks like VWAP is turning into resistance, guys. Watch out. Low float resistance. If we don't break above it with big volume, I think this thing might just be heading lower, but you know, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna move my order down here for now. As I check out APDN, APDN continues to get crushed at around $4. I mean, I think it's going to see some really big support. So I'm going to just go ahead and create an alert there. We're not going to be trading it though. A lot of trading opportunities with AIHS. Don't forget, if you guys are watching this live or on playback, go ahead and hit that like button if you guys have not already. And if you guys are finding this content, these live streamings, these morning watch lists, if you are finding that useful, let me know. I'm always super curious. Also, leave a comment below. I'm generally curious. What are you guys studying right now? Are there any strategies you guys are studying? What's your main focus, especially this weekend? You know, is there something you're going to be looking up this weekend? I'll tell you what I'm going to be looking up. I'm going to be looking up dilution. You know, I typically go through 10 Qs. Roland from Roland Wolf, one of Tim Sykes' students, was really diving into dilution and a bunch of things, and I learned a lot from his videos. So I'm gonna study that a bit more myself. Make a nice little spreadsheet table, and see if I can, you know, find the correlations in the chart, get a better understanding of the big picture. So I'm really gonna hammer out the study sessions. It looks like 1.3 is new resistance, and it really at this point looks like there's a good chance we might go under 1.5 unless we form some sort of maybe flag here, which, you know, something like that, definitely possible as well. Any one of these bounces, you know, 8%. Let's see what happens. Well, NIO is getting crushed. This is exactly where we would be getting into the trade actually right now. I'm not going to watch it. There's too many things for me to watch right now, so I'm just not going to watch anything else besides AIHS at the moment. I'm really cautious about it because it's really kind of just falling off a cliff right now. Last time I thought $1 could be big support, but you can clearly see here that it was just completely shot through. So maybe even $1 just won't be the support that we think it will be. I think, you know, this $1.10 area is actually quite interesting because, you know, this was a big breakout zone. We really held our highs here, and this was a cracking zone as well. And right now it seems to be a big bouncing zone. You know, if we entered at 1.1, which is a very realistic entry, it's not some sort of, you know, that would have been good. We'd be definitely profitable right now. Very nicely. 1.11 would have been the gold, it looks like. 7%. Yeah, we were too cautious on this one. You know, we had that limit order at 1.11. And then we moved it down. Too cautious. Better safe than sorry, though. Live to trade another day. These low floats, like these really tiny low floats, just got me on edge. Up 16%, guys. That's really nice. That would have been a really, really nice one. A little upset we missed that, but it's a little annoying, and I'll tell you why. It's because, you know, these are one of those support zones that I so often lay out and I really enjoy, and I'm like, okay, you know, this is definitely clearly a big bounce area. You know what the general risk is going to be in these areas, and then it, you know, perfectly does what you have planned, and then you didn't take action. So I think that's really why they're kind of sometimes a little stressful when you miss a trade like that. But whatever, we got one nice trade in for today. It's already more than you can ask for, I feel like. Up 22%. Entering a position. I'm writing the comment right now for this video. Whoo, God, that rally just kind of took off without us. It was like, see ya, I am out of here. So big overcorrection on the way to the downside. Had this double tap here. One bottom, you can almost say three, 1, 2, 3. And then just kind of was losing momentum. And this was the ultimate buy zone at 1.11. I'm actually kind of impressed that this bounce was as hard as it is. Nice, Angel, 18 bucks. Very cool. So 4% little profit. It's all about, you know, it's not really about P&L all the time. It's really about, you know, did this trade do what I wanted? Did I learn from it? Is this a repeatable thing? Such as our trade from yesterday with SCOR. Like, yeah, we made money with that, but the amount of risk we took for that profit was just, you know, that trade kind of upset me, because that was a trade that if I did, you know, 100 times, I think on average we would have lost on it. So, you know, I wasn't really excited about that trade, even though we won. So as long as, and sometimes I'll have a loser, I lose money on a trade, I'm like, that was perfect. Like, I completely, you know, cut my losses on that trade, and it turned out, you know, much worse. So 28%, crazy, 28%, even with a $1,000 position size. That's really nice. That's just bounce central. That's a $300 profit. Two things, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Let me know what you're studying, especially for this weekend. Is there something really specific that you personally feel like that you need to dive into? What is that? For me, like I said earlier, dilution is one of those things I want to really study. I want to really hammer out. I want to get an idea of the bigger picture, where the refinancing is, what's happening with the reverse splits, what's happening with the you know, shady financing deals where there's, you know, shares being sold into the market at certain price points. And, you know, how does that correlate to the chart? And then just kind of study that a little bit more. I'll probably be sharing that a lot more as I dive into it myself. Looks like AIHS was halted again. This thing just can't control itself, huh? This thing is just all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, these halts kind of remind me of APDN. This thing was also getting halted left and right. So we're about 30 minutes into the market open. Let's just see what happens when this thing gets unhalted, and then I'm probably gonna wrap up the video there. I'm generally curious to see what's about to happen, and I think this is gonna be a moment I would like to see again in the future when I watch this on playback, and this weekend and then the following weeks. Probably just a few more minutes here before this thing gets unhalted. It seems to be getting halted quite a lot though. Really filled in this kind of gap area. Right now back to 142. Here we go, unhalted, 141. Woo, that was a fast dip. This was actually a phenomenal entry in hindsight. And the reason I like this one is because you have this kind of top right here where we broke out of. And those tops love to be retested. That was a really quick little crash. That was about a 10% crash, I think it was. No, like 8%. Boom, back to new highs. We could have got aggressive with that. We definitely could have. We could have moved up our order, but we didn't. Let's just watch this go a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm going to be trading the rest of the day. If I wrap up right now, I would end the week with, a really nice green week. But, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to go for it. I don't really care what my past trades are. They should not affect my future trades. I can learn from my past trades, but they shouldn't affect my future trades in terms of, I had 3 profitable trades. My next one's going to be X or something like that. That's just setting artificial psychological barriers in your head. I think anywhere between this 1.11 area and this 1.2 area. Have a good one, Angel. We're just wrapping up this live stream too. Have a good one, man. I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Boom. Woo, we are dipping down. I keep trying to guess what kind of pattern this is forming, but nothing's really clicking in my head. I'm not sure. I mean, I'll tell you what, one thing I'm really noticing is this top right here was really rejected. It was rejected a bit harder than I was expecting. And, I was kind of expecting to hold its highs a little bit higher, a little bit better. And you can see this 1.5 area seemed to be big resistance in this area. And then again, now it's kind of being 1.4. And who knows? Maybe the next crash is going to be lower. So I'm going to be very cautious with this. I don't think I'm going to buy above 1.1. I'm going to see what happens. I think the rest of the day I'm just going to sit back and try to learn a little bit for the next hour and a half. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to this live stream where we put together the watch list and then we trade the morning open for about 30 minutes. So guys, I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of the Friday and a great weekend. And I will see you guys again first thing on Monday. So till then, guys, stay safe. And if you're going to, make some safe trades, make some awesome trades. Till next time, guys. Ciao, ciao.